What's the current update?
Bad.
This? What happened?
I think they've hit each other.
We're on our way to Melbourne to pick up the roof rack for the Ineos. The low profile roof rack. We are in the early stages of actually customising our own Ineos roof bars. We're going to Queensland in the Ineos and we are going to mount the rooftop tent and awning to that. We're also stopping by Steady, see Tim there, and we're going to chuck on some lights. So we're putting a light bar on the Ineos, we're chucking a few light bars on the M57. It's going to look real cool. We might actually also look at an 80 series while we're there. So trying to go really hard on you guys different looks with different cars. Also doing some customised rails for an 80 series. So we want to try and create a tent, awning and roof rail bundle that I guess it looks sleek on all sorts of different models. Oh, weakest man in Australia bringing this stuff out.
What have you got?
Oh, I've got some goodies, mate.
What kind of goodies?
Some lights. We've got front and rear lights for the Ineos. I'm going to have the coolest Ineos in town, I reckon.
You only came to get some rear lights for me, and we've walked out with 2 front lights and enough lights to light up Luna Park.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, we've got the old rack off my new M57 Patrol. We are just about to put our custom rails that are in development here. In 2 weeks' time, Jamie and I are off to Fraser Island.
Mounting our rooftop tents, and we're going to pretend that we sleep in them.
So we have got our racking system and tent in place. Here is the platform rack we are going to put on his Grenadier. Should be pretty straightforward to put a tent onto that. Hopefully, we're not still here at midnight.
There we go.
Ineos is starting to take shape. We've got the Rhino rack on now. We have 13 kilo carbon awning on. Actually looks really good on the Ineos. A rooftop tent, carbon version, mounted up. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves early after we got the Rhino rack on, thinking it would be pretty easy from that point. It wasn't.
Absolute disaster.
Okay, good morning. I'm just leaving a very gloomy Ballarat. And I've got 11 hours and 45 minutes of driving in front of me on my way to Fraser Island for my first ever four-wheel drive / touring trip. Hoping to just make it past Newcastle before catching up with Jamie, and then I'll continue on to Gold Coast to pick up my wife and daughter before cracking on to Fraser Island. So
Dog on the tucker box. I haven't been here since I was a kid, so pretty cool to be back here.
just a historical check-in. Driving through Goulburn, and apparently it was the first inland town. It's just a bit of knowledge for everyone.
So I'm just here at Coopanook State Forest Campground. Got in here around 9:30, 10 o'clock last night. It's a super beautiful place to stop. It's about 45 minutes south of Port Mac. Show you a quick little video of my setup. So I'm in our aluminium 8cm rooftop tent. Just trialing the sample here. 10cm inflatable mattress. Spans down to 3cm, which is super important when you've only got an 8cm thick tent. Single arm awning. We've made it to Coffs Harbour. Behind me is the iconic Big Banana. So I'm definitely ticking off all the touristy things.
Clutch out. Clutch in. Clutch out.
Hey Jamie, what's the current update?
Bad. So we believe that his input shaft bearing's fried. Obviously no one's going to take out a box and put another box in or fix that overnight, probably before Fraser. We're trying to pull a few strings, but in the meantime we're like, hey, we'll change the oil and just see if there's any metal in the oil, because if there's metal in the oil then it's not so good. It's just gone through the whole box then. Whereas if it's just the input shaft, you should be fine. So change the oil, and we're putting some dodgy stuff in it like smooth shift to see whether it fixes this, but I can't get the smooth shift in if we can't get the plug out, because some idiot tightens the plug up like tighter than the guy with the, what's the sword guy?
King Arthur.
King Arthur. King Arthur's sword, man. He could not. It is in harder than King Arthur's sword. Like, I've got my brother, and I'm the weakest guy in Australia. Nick's the second weakest guy in Australia, and Ben is the third, and he couldn't even get it out.
Oh, wonderful. Here we are at GC Patrols. Not where I thought I would be at 7 o'clock in the morning. So not great news. I need a new gearbox, which I'm pretty upset about, given I had the car for a couple of weeks. We were toying up whether we could limp it through Fraser Island and back to Vic, but obviously that's a hell of a lot of driving. Also here with Teagues and Ruby, so the last thing I wanted to do was get stuck on Fraser Island. And so thankfully these guys have been great enough to fit me in today. Also had a gearbox on hand. The guys here are going to get it done by end of day today, which is bloody unbelievable. While it's a bit of a hit to the bank account, at least I can still get to Fraser Island and still enjoy the rest of the trip. Just a quick word on my courtesy car. It's a little Honda. I just put 30 bucks of petrol in, and it's almost filled up 3/4 of a tank. Bloody wild. Could be a better solution driving back to Ballarat than the Patrol. I think I've already burnt through about 400 bucks worth of diesel. The other thing to note is how bloody low to the ground I am. I almost feel like I'm Fred Flintstone and I can run along the road pushing this bad boy. So big props to GC Patrols for lending me this for the day, so I can buzz around the Gold Coast. It's pretty stressful yesterday trying to figure out what was wrong. So I was driving up, I kind of just thought it was a little bit of a rattle in the console. Just thought something had gone loose. Never did I think my gearbox was shot. Obviously, as you're starting to find out, and that I've been pretty open about, is that I know stuff all about cars. So and the options were to risk it and hope that I get through Fraser Island and then 1500 Ks back to Ballarat, which was going to be pushing it a fair bit. The other option was obviously putting in a reconditioned gearbox, operating on a pretty tight time frame, given we go to Fraser on Monday morning and it's Friday today. So Gold Coast Patrols had a new one, and while that was going to be a grand or two more expensive than a reconditioned one, obviously it's a brand new one. They could fit it in today. In the end, it was a little bit of a no-brainer. It is quite stressful for me when things go wrong with cars at the moment because I am so new to it. So I'm pretty fortunate to have Jamie, but by his own admissions, he's certainly not an expert either. Grab our mechanic back home. We spent a fair bit of time on the phone to him yesterday, trying a few different things, and getting his guidance leads us to where we are now. Ho, we're back, baby.
On the Manta Ray barge. Yeah, it's pretty easy going to Sea-Link. We're actually here on high tide, so it'll be interesting over at Hook Point. We'll just see how we go, and otherwise we'll take the inland track. The swell's really up and the wind's up today, so I'm feeling a bit seasick on here, but we'll see how we go. We've got the Rebellion carbon fibre rooftop tent going across with the carbon fibre awning. And in skips back this way. So we're on the boat. So this is going to be a 50-minute trip. We get to Kingfisher Bay and then we're going to head to Lake Mackenzie for a look, and just going to have fun navigating high and low tides and when to drive and not to drive. So here we go. There's Fraser Island behind me. About 10 minutes away now. Looks like the weather gods could be on our side. So we're not far away from Lake Mackenzie. So far, this has been
incredibly fun. I think I've forgotten about having to replace my gearbox already. I'm having so much fun. I actually didn't realise it was the largest sand island in the world, but just the fact that you've got these pretty unbelievable tracks through all this rainforest, spectacular and really beautiful. I've never been exposed to anything like this in anywhere else in Australia, so absolutely loving it so far. You caught anything yet?
I thought I got a bite, but that was actually good.
made a big mess for you.
That's what happens when someone wants to do joy rides back and forth.
Jamie's done about 6 laps. Poor Nick's just trying to get home. Nick just needs a coffee. Just a long black. A soy latte. Poor Ruby, did she say bumpy? Oh Jesus, you are a long way in.
Maybe on the back. We're going to try and reverse out because it's downhill, so we'll be able to have a crack at it after.
Yes.
Let's go all the way back.
You definitely sent it far enough.
All for the gram, mate. Even Bianca's got the videos there for the YouTube. Whenever you're ready, mate, nice and slow on the max tracks. You got no hope. Nah. Are you in forward drive? How's your front wheels not going? Yeah, none of them are moving. Yeah. You're not in forward drive, mate.
Yes, I am.
So now we are done for the day. I'd like to go back and defend my performance on the Gala Rocks. I actually wasn't aware that I had locking hubs or that they needed to be manually changed in order to go from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. Now, I'd like to blame Jamie for not upskilling me here, but I think I'll probably just have to cop this one on the chin. So even though the dash was showing as me being in 4-wheel drive, I actually wasn't, which is why I got bogged. As soon as we locked the hubs, it reversed straight out. I would like to point out, I made the first pass over technically in 2-wheel drive, which I'd like to think gives me one up on Jamie as I had an extra difficulty rating. So let's take that as a win. I think they've hit each other. Just for the record, this is Hook Point. We're just heading back to the pickup area to head back across to the mainland. Jamie was pretty chill about this section, and rather than going inland, promised us that there was going to be plenty of sand for us to trek around, and most certainly no saltwater dashes required. As you can see, we are trenching through a fair bit of water here, hence why you can see my M57 so far ahead and Ben's D-Max out of the picture, as we'd both taken off while Jamie was still in relaxo mode. They've got a 2-hour plane trip home, and I've got 18 hours, and wouldn't change it for anything. I had an absolute ball on Fraser Island. Highly recommend it to anyone going up, whether that be a group of mates, a couple, or families. I think it's a really nice mix for everyone, and plenty of activities to do, whether it be fishing, Mahino Shipwreck, Eli Creek. It's just so many different things that you can do depending on the day and the tides, and discovering around the island. So yeah, really thankful Jamie invited me up. Yeah, had a great trip. We now just got to get the next 18 hours out of the way, and barring any more mechanicals like the way up, this will be the last you hear from me for the Fraser Island trip. So thanks for watching in, and hope you enjoyed it.